Species diversity. Now, stepping away from the characters and talking about the worlds of the shows, it's pretty clear that Peppa Pig features way more animal species. We see all kinds of animals: pigs, wolves, sheep, and more. In Bluey, we only see dogs. Lots of different breeds, sure, but they're all still dogs. And on top of that, Peppa Pig even has superpowered potatoes. How do you compete with that? Countries. Another area where the little pig easily comes out on top is how the show presents its world. Bluey focuses almost entirely on Australia, and we barely get to see anything outside of that. Meanwhile, Peppa Pig has had tons of episodes that take place in other countries beyond her homeland. She's visited the United States, Italy, France, and even Antarctica. Soundtrack. The soundtrack is another area where the Aussie pup takes the lead. Peppa Pig has a bunch of songs, but most of them are pretty silly. Meanwhile, Bluey features a unique soundtrack in every episode designed to pull at your heartstrings. And the reason it works so well is that the show has its own in-house composer, Joff Bush. Animation. When it comes to animation, things get a little tricky. The two shows have completely different styles. Peppa Pig looks like it was drawn by a child. It's super simple, but that's on purpose, so little kids can understand what's going on without getting distracted. Bluey, on the other hand, has an undeniably beautiful art, full of stunning details. But sometimes that can actually distract viewers from what really matters, which Peppa Pig always tries to avoid. Since both approaches have their pros and cons, it's fair to call this one a tie. Character design. Going with a more childlike art style is great to avoid confusion in the background scenery, but when it comes to character design, Peppa Pig doesn't get a free pass. The characters often look way too similar. Just take a look at Mummy Pig and Uncle Pig's wife. It honestly gets kind of embarrassing when you compare it to Bluey, where every character feels unique, not just because of their breed, but also their individual personalities. Even when Bingo is painted blue, she still doesn't look exactly like her sister. Humor. Humor is a much closer match, since both shows have genuinely funny moments. But the British cartoon comes out slightly ahead because it just has more of it. Some jokes are definitely overused, like Daddy Pig getting stuck in things, but others are hilarious even for grown-ups, like when the Wolf family clearly wants to turn the Pig family into barbecue. Classic. Life lessons. When it comes to life lessons, this isn't even a fair fight. Bluey wins by a mile. One of the best things about the show is how meaningful its messages are, and not just for kids, but for parents too. Peppa Pig focuses more on basic, essential stuff. It's educational, sure, but it doesn't go nearly as deep or philosophical as the show about the blue pup from Brisbane. And if you love finding out fun facts and surprising details about your favorite cartoons, how about subscribing to the channel so you never miss a new video? Theme parks. Now it's time to jump into the real world and see which show made a bigger splash with theme parks. And we're not even gonna tease it. The little pig takes this one by a landslide. Peppa Pig has been on air for 20 years now, and because of that, she has 2 theme parks in the United States and 1 in Germany. On top of those, there are also several Peppa-themed areas and other amusement parks. Meanwhile, the Blue Pup has Bluey's World over in Brisbane, the city in Australia where the show is set, along with a few themed areas and other parks, but nowhere near as many as her rival. Episode count. When it comes to episode count, oh come on, this one's not even close. Peppa Pig has been airing for more than 2 decades, while Bluey only started in 2018. It's kind of an unfair match, since Peppa has already lived through 420 adventures, while the Aussie pup is still on episode 154. Marketing. Marketing is also a major topic here, and once again we've got to hand it to Peppa Pig. The show recently proved it's a total marketing powerhouse. The birth of baby Evie actually made the news in the UK like it was a real-life story. They even staged a public announcement in London, treating it like the birth of a royal family member. While Bluey hasn't reached that level yet, this point goes to the little pig. Parent-friendly entertainment. Now, which show is such a good time that even the parents love it too, huh? Well, in this case, there's only one right answer: Bluey. Thanks to its detailed animation, powerful messages, and more complex characters, adults have way more fun watching the Australian series. Media influence. But the Blue Pup has a long way to go before catching up to the massive media influence Peppa Pig has. She's become practically synonymous with kids' cartoons and has inspired tons of other shows, including Bluey. Plus, she's already been referenced in multiple movies and TV series. Yeah, looks like the final score ended up being 9-9, a tie. It was a really close match, but both shows are pretty evenly matched, especially now with Evie joining the cast of Peppa Pig. We left 2 fun videos on your screen so you can keep the good times rolling. Just pick the one that grabs your attention the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.